And one more for the day. Maybe. I'm not sure. My mom is at a doctor's appointment right now. So part 3. We left with rainbows and butterflies, it felt like. Hope and happiness on Saturday. Well, quickly crumbled by Tuesday. I got a text from my mom saying that she felt like crying, and I'm like, okay, you know, I text her, I'm like, what's wrong, what's going on, I didn't hear anything back, blah blah blah. She calls me and she was like, Ronnie and Mitchell are fighting over me. Ronnie's my stepdad, Mitchell's my little brother. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? And she was like, another backstory here, there's lots of backstories with this. My mom herself doesn't have the greatest relationship with her biological father and her brother. Okay, so not a great relationship, whatever. Just, there's been just differences, you know, and she hasn't been very close with them. But my stepdad doesn't also like them, so I think that might play a part. That's my personal opinion, but you know what, that's not important right now. So, I'm sorry I keep looking at myself, I'm really distracted. But I'm trying my best to look at the little square thingy. Anyways, so, I can't form my thoughts. Use your words, Megan, use your words. Okay, so, she was like, well, Ronnie doesn't want them to be there for my doctor's appointment, and I was like, okay. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, she was like, because he's mad that I have talked to them and they want to be there. And I'm like, well, he has no right to be upset about that. I'm like, this is your situation. If you want your family to be there, you deserve that. Like, I'm like, he needs to remember that just as we're your family right now, we're, you know, we're a family, this is what we look at. At one point, those were your only family. When you were a child, when you were younger, you had your family, your parents, your brother, whatever. And I'm like, that's still important to you. No matter what, they're still your family. I understand that you want your family to be there. And she was like, he's just so mad. And I'm like, is he drinking? She's like, yeah, he's wasted right now. And I'm like, okay, well, that's why. But, and I was like, are you still drinking? And she's like, yeah, sometimes. Her yeah, sometimes is she's wasted. I'll get to that in a second. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, Mom, just know that I'm here to support you, whatever you want. I want to make this to be the best thing for you. If having your family there is going to give you that strength and help you through things, more power to you. Let's have your family there. And then my stepdad comes into the room. My mom's hiding. She tells me she's hiding between the counter and the stove so he doesn't hear her because he's in the living room. Like, that's how bad the relationship is and how, like, angry they are with one another. And I hear him come in and he's like, who are you talking to? And she's like, Megan. And he was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, we're just talking, you know, trying to be like chipper and cheerful and blah, 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 blah. He's like, are you talking about me? And she's like, yeah, some of it was about you. He takes the phone. And he's like, hello? And he's trying to be all chipper and nice and whatever. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm just like straight to the point with this shit. And he was like, I don't think it's best for her. I'm like, Ronnie. I'm like, it's not about us. He's like, for the first doctor's appointment, I don't understand why she wants them there. They haven't been there for her, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. If Mom wants 12,000 chocolate cakes, I'm going to get her fucking 12,001 chocolate cakes. Like, that's just what's up. Like, let's make this the least stressful. He's like, sometimes she doesn't know what's best for her. And I'm just like, seriously? Like, it's not about us. And he was so wasted. He was just like running his mouth, repeating things, not making sense, going from one thing to another. He's like, and then it was, I'm going to give her the best, and I'm going to make sure that she has the best doctors, and blah, 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 blah. So I feel like I am in the middle of this, because then he starts to cry, and he's like, I love her, I would give anything for her, and all this other stuff, and he's crying, gives the phone back to my mom, and I was like, Mom, if you want I'm like, this is stupid. I'm like, this is not going to get better unless he gets help and you get help. I'm like, this drinking is going to influence everything. It's going to make this shit so much harder because he's not going to be rational throughout anything. So, she was like, yeah, I agree. And I'm like, if you want him to get help, you just tell me and I will get someone to help. And she was like, I do. That's what she said last night. And she was like, I do. And I was like, okay. I'm like, when? And she's like, after my surgery, I want this. So, being that I got the okay, I've started doing a little bit of research, haven't found out too much, don't know where to go. So if anyone knows how to set up an intervention or who to turn to, what to do with that, if you've experienced that or been around it, please let me know. Because I have no idea where to turn for that. And then I get off the phone with my mom. I got a text message from my little brother, and he's like, Dad's pissed off at me. I'm like, why? He's like, because he says that I'm not dealing with my emotions right and all this other stuff. I'm like, he needs to stop. You are not him. You're not going to deal with these emotions the same way that he's going to. I'm like, you're going to deal with it how you want to, and just know that I'm here for you. That was like the roundabout of it, I guess you could say. My brother, excuse me, he is 16. He's going to be 17 here this weekend, and or early next week rather. And no, it is this weekend. Whatever the 5th is. Is that this weekend still? I don't know. So he's going to be 17. So he's like not knowing how to deal with these things. And I guess both of them just went to bed pissed off at each other. They were in bed by 9 o'clock because my mom calls me back. And oh, on top of all of this, my older brother is down in the cities because he has to have back surgery because he threw out 7 of his discs in his back. So today he's in surgery right now actually to get a disc removed. And my mom is like, she gave me the phone number for his room because his phone died, whatever, just room number. And she's like bawling because she's like, I'm not a good mom, I'm not there for my son, he's having surgery. I'm like, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. Trying to make this all better. So I get off the phone and it's just, I'm so overwhelmed with everything. Like, I feel like I have to be the one to take care of everything. And I have no idea how to take care of it. No idea. I don't know how to console my mom. I don't know how to console my stepdad. I definitely don't know how to console my 17-year-old brother. So if you're a boy and you're watching this and you know how to deal with a 17-year-old, if you remember when you were 17 or if you are 17, how you like to be talked to, please let me know. Or how you communicate with a parent that you aren't the closest with. Like, I don't know how to talk to these people. I don't know how to fix things. I have no answers, but everyone turns to me for every single one of them. So, that was last night's journey. Mom's at her doctor's appointment right now, actually, and I'll either make a video tonight with my reactions of that, or I'll wait until tomorrow or something, but it's a roller coaster. It's definitely not one that's smooth. It's one that is gonna make me really test my limits and really make it hard, man. I guess the hardest thing for me right now, throughout everything, is the fact that I'm such a positive person. And I try to be such a strong person through everything. And if you know me and you've heard me say this before, I'm so glad you have, but if you haven't, my thing of the day, or my thing of life is, I never have a bad day. There's always something good in every single day. And every single night I write in this little notebook that says what I'm thankful for the day. There's millions of things I'm thankful for, but just to remind me that no matter what, there's always something I can be thankful for. I haven't written in it in the last couple days. It's not that my days have all been bad, it's just when I have such negativity, bad things going on, it's really hard to remember what I'm thankful for and what I do have going on. So again, please just share with me your stories. And let's be there for each other and remember that we're all having struggles. We're all having battles, and I want to hear your story, and I hope you enjoy listening to mine, and let's be there for one another. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.